People who were damn near murdered. How did it happen and how did you get out of it? Got shot in the abdomen during a house invasion. Was bleeding out and the only thing that kept me alive was focusing on my breath and my buddy smacking me across the face and telling me, nobody dies from a shot to the stomach. Obviously lying to me, but it helped keep me focused. And I guess the doctors too when I made it to the hospital. Worked as a bouncer and had a few drunkards who got violent. I got very good at dodging thrown bottles. One day I get the usual call to come and give someone the walk of shame. Well, I grab his shoulder and start walking him out, and before I realize something's happened he stabbed me in the thigh and was about to go for my throat before he got glassed by a patron. A few stitches and a funny walk for a few weeks and I was fine, but that guy always got free drinks. His only problem with glassing the dude was, well, now I've got no beer. That's a bit sad. Not sure if I was nearly murdered, but someone threatened me with a knife, probably trying to rob me? However, at that point I was on the phone with my dad cause my mom had an accident and completely ignored the guy. I think he just let me go cause he realized how stressed I was. Ex-wife tried to hit me with a car 3 times. I would be walking on the street and she will come roaring out of parking lots. It was evident she would pull in the parking spaces and stay hidden for a length of time before coming at me. Hit me twice. First time I went to hospital and second time was minor. A father killed his wife, then came to the school looking to kill his son. The staff convinced him his son was not there after he threatened to kill everyone in my class. He was caught in Indiana on his way to kill his parents. He was schizophrenic, could not afford his medicine anymore, and had an episode where he thought the world was ending, so he was going to kill his family so they would not suffer. Him holding a knife at someone's grandmother's throat while yelling, "I'll kill them all, they are already dead," was extremely terrifying to a class of 7-year-olds. Ex-boyfriend stabbed me. I've never been so scared in my life. My mom tried to push my stroller in front of a train, but my dad saved me. When I was a kid, my little brother had a mild obsession with knives, to the point where he collected them under his pillow. Once, for reasons I've forgotten since, he got mad at me and stabbed me in the back, literally, with a seam ripper. Had he used any of the knives under his pillow, I'd be dead now. Holy crap, this blew up. I was 21. It was a murder-suicide attempt. He drove me into a river at 2 a.m. on a below-freezing night about 30 miles from town. I was asleep in the passenger seat and woke up when the water hit my legs. The doors wouldn't open due to the pressure, but luckily the windows were down. We swam out. I dragged him to shore. He laid on the river bank and cried while incoherently apologizing. I led us through the woods for hours until we found a farmhouse. I was mostly fine, but had hypothermia and a torn ACL. I told him to kill himself ASAP and leave me out of it. Grimace. Then I never spoke to him again. We were not together, nor had we ever been. We were just friends and former roommates. I'll never understand why he wanted to take me with him. When I was 23, I was robbed at gunpoint by a guy who was about my age, maybe a bit younger. I disassociated immediately after the encounter, so my memories of the event are sort of in the third person and weird. But I remember he asked me if I had any valuables that he hadn't already taken, while he was pointing the gun in my face. I told him he could check my pockets. He briefly got this look of shame on his face and let me go. I guess pointing a gun is impersonal, but reaching into a woman's front and butt pockets felt wrongly intimate and crossed a boundary for him. For what it's worth, the only valuables he got were $14 USD, an almost 3-year-old Android phone, and a 3rd-generation Kindle. With 16, my friends and I were out in the woods with a .22 rifle and some cans and zombie targets. I finished my Lil magazine and handed the rifle to a buddy. Went out to set up the cans and targets back up and a shot whizzed past my left ear within 2 inches. Walked up to him, grabbed rifle and punched him straight in the face. He was ostracized from the group not long after that. I got stabbed in the chest a few years ago, during a fight with some bike thieves. Didn't notice at the time, and escaped the fight and rode the bike away. Then I checked myself and discovered lots of blood. Went to nearby shop and sat down inside, put my finger in the hole and called the ambulance. I had a punctured lung and blood in the pleural cavity, but I was otherwise okay. The lad that did it went to prison. Looks like CEOs are scared and shitposting to Reddit for advice. Too long, did not read. Nice try, CEO. I got jumped by 3 guys outside a bar in Seattle. I was holding my own till one of them put a .22 shell into my head. After that they all scattered. I was kidnapped, beaten, and had a gun held to my head while in the vehicle. I just agreed with everything he said, apologized for who knows what, and promised to do whatever he said and to not call the police. He let me out of the car at my workplace and I immediately went in and called the police. I felt stupid for years afterward, but now I realized whatever I did to live through that was the correct thing to do at the time.